Hey, Mary here, and thanks for joining in day 28 of our 40-day healing pause. Yesterday we focused on the third step of the 4 decisions, which was step aside, and it was about receiving inspiration. And today we are on the 4th step, which is let inspiration guide. You could also say let inner wisdom guide, or language that works for you. But the focus here now is on following. So many times I experience myself, and I hear other people share as well. It's like, oh, I knew to do that, or I heard to do that, or yeah, I got that inner sense to do that, and there was this inner prompting, this inner motion to move in this direction, or to, go here, or, say that, or, don't say that. We receive these inner promptings, this inner inspiration that is alive and well and fully available to all of us if we're willing to get out of the way and listen to it. But then we receive it, and we often, it's been my experience anyway for myself, that I don't follow. And then afterwards, it's kind of, I knew to say that. I knew to do that. I knew to go turn right instead of left. I knew not to go to that gathering or whatever the case may be. So this is help with following these inner promptings of inner wisdom, okay? And so first of all, what can stop us from the following part? Because in my experience of the pause, step back, step aside, and let inspiration guide, this let inspiration guide, the following, is just one of the hardest things to do. And one of the things that I find can stop us is that the cubicle mind, or the me character, as we've been talking about, sees following, that sense of I'm going to follow a higher voice, a higher wisdom, as passive, or a sign of weakness or apathy. And that is by no means true. And my phone is leaning up against a tree branch, so I'm just hoping it's not going to fall off. And if it does, don't go anywhere. I'll get the phone. I'll still be here. That it says here in the pause book, and if you're following along, this whole section, pages 28 to 37, is really worth a quick read. That it says to follow wisdom is to be wise. Okay, so not weak, not stupid, but to be wise. Contrary to cubicle belief, following is not passive or apathetic. The inspired strength inside of you becomes useful when you follow it, okay? So you can start experiencing yourself as being useful, as having a purpose. You are always choosing and trusting. You follow whatever or whomever you choose and trust, okay? So you could choose to, follow and trust the delivery man, or anything. We are choosing and we are trusting all of the time. The question is, what are we choosing and who are we trusting? Are we trusting this inner wisdom? Choose and trust wisely. The intricate details of the path ahead of you, exactly where you are being led, may not be known to you. And this is actually helpful, because if you knew too much about the trip, you would start planning it. That's probably one of my favorite lines in this book, is that this inner inspiration doesn't give us the whole story. Like, well, here's the inspiration that I'm going to give you for the next 10 days. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can follow that. But we're hesitant to follow because we just get this one little inner prompting, and it's like, well, what am I going to do after that? Or so this is so cool. It's like we're not shown the whole trip. We're not given all of the inspiration right up front, because then we would start interfering with the plan. I love that. And some other reasons, let's breathe. Pause and take a breath. Take a moment. Listen to that inner quiet, that inner pause. So some other reasons that we might not want to follow the inspiration we receive is that we don't want to let go of the outcome. Okay, we have this me character, our ego, has attachments. And these attachments are obstacles to our following this inner wisdom, such as I don't want to let go of the outcome. You know, I want this outcome. I want the outcome to look like this. Or I'm so wrapped up in my emotions that I can't see clearly. I can't see the forest through the trees. Also, the me character is filled with doubt. For example, when I received the inspiration to do this 40 days of pause, the me character came forward to try and stop me from following by saying, you know, who's going to watch that? You know, that's 15 minutes, that's a long video, you know, nobody's going to watch that, and you're not going to get that many views, and you know, all that nonsense that we believe, right? We just buy into this ridiculousness. And I chose not to listen, yay! And am doing this 40 days of pause, and in fact, we're getting plenty of views, and frankly, I've gone through something with that to not, in my inner inspiration said, don't pay any attention to the number of views. It's not important. What's important is I am doing what I have been inspired to do. I don't care if there are no views. But the fact is it is inspiring me to do this 40 days of pause. I'm learning a lot about who I truly am and who I am not. And the fact is, a lot of people are inspired and expressing their experiences and their appreciation for these videos. And if you want to know what are your obstacles to receiving and to following this inner wisdom, that's something you can have an inner conversation with inner wisdom about. Ask inner wisdom to show you what's stopping me from following this inspiration that you are giving me, okay? Because the inner wisdom is happy to inform you of what's going on. The other thing is about being humbly available to this inspiration. Okay, the ego, the cubicle mind, is really arrogant. And so we're talking about true humility here. So humility ultimately is to place your concerns into the hands of inspiration, who will graciously receive them. Take your hands off. Empty your hands. Humility is the relinquishment of who you think you are or should be in exchange for who you absolutely are and will always be. Again, you can download this for free, pauseforoinspiration.org. That was pages 28 to 37. Focuses on this step number 4 on the card, which you can get on the website as well. So let's go through just this 4th step, this 4th decision of the pause practice right now, okay? Let inspiration guide. The decision to choose my inspired mind and follow the peace and the wisdom of inspiration. And if it helps you to repeat after me, the decision to choose my inspired mind and follow the peace and the wisdom of inspiration. Perhaps you're aware of some inspiration that you have received, but you've been having trouble following it, and this may help you with that. I am willing to be inspired. Pause. Breathe. Relax. Rest your weary mind. I trust that there is a peace and a knowing greater than what I am thinking, yet still within me. I trust there is a peace and a knowing greater than what I am thinking, yet still within me. And the action statement for this step is: be humbly available to inspiration. No hurry. Hands off. No effort. Relax. Listen. And open. To receiving help and giving help. Inspiration's peace is always present, always being given. As I am willing, mine is the choice to receive. As I am willing, mine is the choice to follow. This inner inspiration is always safe, wise, kind, and helpful. You are safe. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3, and 4 the last 4 days. So if you missed those videos, you can go to our website and check those out at pausefororinspiration.org. And I encourage you to practice following the inner inspiration, the wisdom that is safe, kind, and truly helpful.